A prayer session organized by fans of rapper Kenan, aka Forbes, is underway at the scene of the murder. He and Debelo Tibbs Motwane were killed late on Friday outside Wish Restaurant on Durban's Florida Road. Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan is live for us at the area. Karinda, very good evening to you. We saw earlier prayers underway, prayers essentially for the Forbes family, also calling on for comfort, peace in the city of Durban.
Indeed, and Paul, actually, we also have been hearing the music of AKA. Pastor Abraham Masinga has been leading this prayer. So thank you so much for speaking to us. Just briefly, what is your message to South Africans at this time that you are also sharing to us standing here?
So what I could say to all our South African brothers and sisters is that it is time for us to go back to God. It's time for us to go back to prayer. It's time for us to go back to the Creator, because without Him, it is obvious, without Him, we are not able to manifest this life. We are not able to live according to how we were supposed to live. We have turned to be animals. We are barbaric in our nature. We are Western animals in other times, and it's brutal what has happened here. It's very sad. I mean, young people are discouraged. There are so many people with skills, with gifts. They are so discouraged. And if you look around, there are so many artists. If you look at them, they thinking to themselves that maybe, just maybe, what is the future in this? You know. So yeah, I think that let's go back to prayer. Let's go back to God. Let's go back to prayer. Let's go back to God.
Thank you, sir. An important message for this time. Thank you. The pastor is speaking about the aftermath of what is happening and saying, let's go back to God at this point. I'm also going to grab DJ Pastor. If you can also speak to us. We're live on Newzroom Afrika. Tell us about some of the moments you've had with AKA.
AKA is a fun-loving person, always partying on backstage. We met a lot at various events, and was always bubbly and just ready to entertain people with his energy and his music.
Maybe any message right now as police continue their investigations? Do you have any faith that they might apprehend the suspects?
We hope so. We definitely hope so. Crime is rife in the whole country, and I'm just hoping that the powers can really attend to this case. And only not this case, and many other cases, you know. The likes of somebody who's also an artist, a DJ, who was gunned down. The likes of Andy, the DJ from Pietermaritzburg, who was also gunned down. The likes of PK from Umtata, who's also a DJ, was also gunned down. You know, I can go on and go on with the number of people who are artists and DJs who have been somehow affected by the crime in our country.
Just lastly, why is it that such attacks would take place against artists? What would be the connection?
At the moment, we don't really know, you know, because it's not like some of these artists were involved in any criminal activities, you know. It's just normal DJs, it's just normal artists, you know, and the people that I've mentioned, you know, even after they've passed on, we really never get to understand what happened. Normally, if someone passes on, after a couple of months or weeks, you sort of get to gauge what happened, but we're unable to.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. So I also want to take you behind us, because that's where young people are celebrating in terms of AKA's music. So please bear with us and have a look at the scene. Perhaps let me just show you what is happening here. Nogelo, should we maybe just try and get a little bit closer to our colleagues as they turn around? And at this point, celebrate the life of AKA. That's the most important thing for many youth at this point. So there has been a prayer session that went on for about 40 minutes or so. And while the prayer was happening, there was rain beating down. And it just also speaks to the fact that this is really a time of mourning. And many people also saying it's like, Durban is in mourning as well. I'm going to just try and grab some of the young people who are here. Hi, sir. Chat to us, please. You are celebrating AKA's life.
Yes, we're celebrating AKA's life because he was one of the best rappers in South Africa. He was like a father to me, you know. As you can see, I've been with him all the time, you know. Every time he's in Durban, we were here. When he was at Hugo, we was waiting him, but we got unfortunate news. But he'll still be in our hearts, be in our minds, wherever we go. Keenan is the legend. Keenan is the king.
Thank you very much for your time. So there you go. Keenan is the legend. Keenan is the king. That's the message from the young people that are here celebrating now AKA's life. Perhaps that's the way forward. And as we heard from the pastor just now, speaking also about prayer, that's what many people are doing here on Florida Road at the site for the AKA and Tips.
Very well, Karinda Jagmohan. Let's leave it there for now. Of course, getting you some insight on what is happening following the prayer session that took place. Fans and friends coming out to show their support for the Forbes family.